Well, y'all, the orange man done did it. He done did it. So the federal government just told the states to withhold the national SNAP benefits for November.
If you receive SNAP benefits, EBT, food stamps, please listen to this. This is so important. I usually don't talk about this kind of stuff on my page, but this is really important. So I work for the government, and this morning I got an email from my job to my work email talking about how SNAP is officially going to be cut if the government does not pull together and fix the federal funding issue in November.
The federal government telling states not to send out November SNAP benefits. Here's the email I just got from the USDA.
Food stamp and WIC funds are running low. 2 weeks in, and we just hit the point where real people are starting to feel real consequences.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel once again. So guys, American economy, it is on crisis, and also life in America, it has become unbearable to the Americans people. We have been seeing majority of Americans crying because of the hard economy. Majority of them, they cannot even afford basic necessity. We have been seeing the prices of groceries going up. But in today's video, United States government, it has come out and announced the end of SNAP benefit starting November 1st. It has really created a lot of reaction from American people. In this video, we are going to see how Americans people, they are taking it, because the government, it is ending the SNAP benefit starting November. So if you are watching this video, kindly you can share this video so that majority of Americans they can know that they are starting November 1st, there will be no more SNAP benefit. Kindly watch this till the end, then I'll be back with more comment. All credits goes to the original creator of the video. I'm your host, Dash Lifestyle.
Let me make something perfectly clear. Stopping Medicaid and food supplement, nutritional supplement, SNAP benefits right before the holiday season is 1,000% intentional. 1,000%. So that means it is either going to be epically late as a part of collective punishment, and they announced it right before No King's Day on the 18th, because there's supposed to be a huge march going on the 18th, just as a warning to everybody. They announced it on the 18th, or they announced it the day before the 18th, or a couple days before the 18th, that there's a huge possibility that there will not be any SNAP benefits for November or December, or it'll be epically late with no, I'm guessing, no rollback or no back amount. I'm guessing, that's not confirmed. Military healthcare has been down all day, and they don't know when it'll be back up. They don't have any answers, and they can't tell them why it was down. Medicaid was down all day. All of this very much provincial, because they just sent $40 billion over to Argentina. And they sent hundreds of millions of dollars overseas to Israel. All of y'all money, they sent it over to all these other countries and told you to starve for November.
If you receive SNAP benefits, EBT, food stamps, please listen to this. This is so important. I usually don't talk about this kind of stuff on my page, but this is really important. So I work for the government, and this morning I got an email from my job to my work email talking about how SNAP is officially going to be cut if the government does not pull together and fix the federal funding issue in November. So if you use SNAP, food stamps, EBT, if you are in that program, you will not get any money starting November. November, you will get no money. So the only money that you have left is whatever you have gotten in October. So basically, you won't be getting any more money until the government gets its shit together. So it's really important that you use whatever money you have left, budget correctly, get things that don't expire, like rice, beans, canned foods. Do what you gotta do to survive, because we don't know how long this is going to last. If you know somebody who is also on SNAP, send them this video so they know that this is coming. A lot of people don't know that they're about to get cut off from their, lifeline. This is how a lot of people in America eat and feed their children, and they're not gonna have this starting in November. So it's really, really important that we share this out, that we tell people about this. If you know people in your lives, make sure you tell them about this. This is really serious. I don't know if the government's going to be able to get their shit together in the next 15 minutes. The last government shutdown lasted for 35 days. November 4th, I believe, is the 34th day since the shutdown. So basically, it might go into November and you might not get your money. So again, be really smart about what you buy if you have any money left in your Snap account. Be strategic, save. Go to Winco, go to Walmart, go to the cheaper places so your dollar goes a longer way. Stock up on things that are non-perishable. But I don't know how long this is going to last. I mean, they're even talking about laying people off at my job, and it's really, really scary times. So, again, if you rely on Snap, you need to be really careful and start planning for the future because we don't know what it's going to look like.
So due to the government shutdown, there will be no SNAP benefits dispersed for November of 2025. And I feel like y'all need to feel this because y'all put those people in position to do this to y'all. Y'all voted for him. Y'all went out thinking that, oh, this man was going to give y'all something. Guess what? They cannot say it's the Democrats or the liberals because guess what? The Republicans own every single part of the government. I'm talking about the Senate, the House, the presidency, and they own the Supreme Court. And it's always going to be about politics. Oh, the Democrats aren't doing this. No, y'all asked for this because y'all thought y'all was going to get a stimulus check and some free money. It's never going to be free. It's always going to be at the cost of the taxpayers' dollars. And they're going to say, oh, it's going to affect the brown and blacks. No, it affects the Caucasity because guess who are on more government benefits than any other ethnicity? The Caucasity people are. And I feel like y'all need to feel that because y'all went and did this. Because guess what? The rich is getting richer and the poor is getting poorer. And it is what it is. But y'all know what to do. Get in the comments. Let's go. I'm not upset because guess what? It doesn't affect me. It doesn't affect a lot of people that are around me. But it is going to affect kids who are hungry. They're talking about the food banks are open. People are going to be starving in the richest country in the world. And y'all talking about, oh, it's somebody else's fault. No, it's y'all fault because y'all put them people in position.
Now, the Trump administration is warning everyone that November, you might just not be getting any food assistance, no SNAP or anything like that. You get what I'm saying? They're saying that there will be insufficient funds to pay November SNAP benefits for approximately 42 million Americans. Okay, y'all? This is due to the government shutdown still extending, okay, y'all? And this is in compliance with the One Big Beautiful Bill that Trump had dropped this year. And basically, the bill overhauls the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, which is a SNAP program, which provides food assistance for over more than, like I said, 42 million Americans. And the changes are expected to squeeze some people out of the program as well, as federal spending on the program is cut by over estimated 186 billion over the next decade. So some people have to be aware of these changes and be aware of what's happening right now currently with this government shutdown because you just might not be able to feed your family due to your lack of knowledge on what's going on. Okay, y'all? Now, the new work requirements have changed, and they're stating that able-bodied adults without dependents need to prove they're working at least 80 hours a month or in school to be approved for SNAP without proof that they can only have at least 3 to 4 months of food assistance. Okay, you guys? And before that, the age was 18 to 54, but now the age is between 18 to 64 on whether or not, 65, on whether or not you are an able-bodied adult. So, you know, the age of requirements for retirement, everything like that, it has changed, and they're becoming more strict on things, and y'all know what's happening, okay, y'all? So, parents with kids under the age of 14 will be exempt from this, and the usual age was 18 and under, but now it's 14 and under, okay, y'all? So, that's, and what's crazy is, y'all, over 94 million pounds of food has not reached the food banks this year across the country, y'all. After Trump had cut $500 million in deliveries from the emergency food assistance program, y'all, the Department of Agriculture has basically recorded a show of 4,304 canceled food deliveries between May and September. And now we're in October. So the one thing that everyone has to understand is this. If you're getting food assistance, you have to cut out things right now. Cut out all the things you not fucking need. You don't need all the pops, the juices, the sodas. You do not need all of the processed food, the artificial sweeteners. You don't need none of that bullshit. What you need, and if anything, start doing things the way that our grandparents did things. Start making homemade bread, homemade butter. Make your own sugar, make your own syrup, make your own milks. We have to get back and go towards the way of doing things before we started depending on other corporations to feed us. Right? In just 2 or 3 steps, you can make some homemade almond milk, homemade oat milk, homemade walnut milk. You can make your own bread. You get what I'm saying? Go and buy these ingredients to feed your family, guys. You don't need so much food every day, all day. The sickness in America is so high, y'all, already, to the point where we all should stop consuming so much things as it is. If we know they're making bioengineered meat, bioengineered this, you get what I'm saying? Process this, process that. Why are we willing to go and spend the little funds they are giving us for food assistance? Because I They don't approve me for food stamps. They don't approve me for a link card. You get what I'm saying? And I work. I go to school. You feel me? But I don't have any kids, right? So they'll consider me able-bodied, even though I'm paying over $1,300 in rent. I'm paying for a car note. I'm paying for car insurance. You get what I'm saying? I'm paying for groceries, my well-being. You feel me? So it's like, they don't give up for real. They want you to make a minimum of whatever they want you to make to even get approved. They want you to make under $1,200 a month, where I'm from. And I'm in Illinois. You get what I'm saying? In order to get approved for a link. And if they do give you something, they'll give you like $20. $20. You get what I'm saying? So I like, you know, you have to minimize the things you feel like you need, the things you feel like you want. You get what I'm saying? And start adding in better habits. And it's honestly going to be a beautiful thing for you to learn how to create your own home recipes. Start buying those spices your grandmothers and great-grandmothers and uncles and aunties will use to create their own remedies. You get what I'm saying? But we have to not let them win and not allow the fear they want to put on us to be the reason, because all of this Democratic being the reason because of the shutdown bullshit, y'all know the reason is because of y'all. You get what I'm saying? Y'all are the majority of the fuck house. You get what I'm saying? And y'all out here giving out billions and millions of funds to other nations and funding their people, education, their healthcare, their food, whatever, and making us sit here and think that we're fucking stupid the whole time. We see what's going on. I know what's going on. You get what I'm saying? So fuck Thanksgiving shit, okay, y'all? Don't be sitting here waging into these weird-ass, weak-ass days. Fuck Halloween and fuck Christmas. Don't celebrate it. Keep your money. Minimize all of this bullshit till you can figure out a plan for you and your family. Literally. Like, it's so much easier to just create your own lane for you and your life and your family. Leave all of these holidays alone. Leave all of these weird ass habits you have alone. You get what I'm saying? Because all of the assistance that they used to give, the Section 8, you get what I'm saying? Even though many of us can't get Section 8 still because the people have been on Section 8 for all these years and won't get off of it. You get what I'm saying? The link, healthcare, Medicare, Obamacare, a whole bunch of things that we thought was assisting everyone is not assisting anyone today. So change it up and be aware.
SNAP benefits will not be issued for the month of November. If you're new here, my name is Crystal. I am a social worker and a caseworker. I have been working in the social service field for over 10 years. I also worked at the SNAP Welfare Food Stamp Office for over 6 years. I have processed hundreds of SNAP cases, and in this video, I will explain to you what's happening with November SNAP benefits. Due to the government shutdown, many states are now sending out notifications stating that they do not have the funds to issue SNAP benefits for the month of November. The federal government has already informed all states that it will not fund November's benefits. And since the funding for SNAP comes from the federal government, the states literally have no money to pay out. Some states are outright saying that they will not issue November's benefits, and some states have not confirmed it yet. I'll just tell you, if you receive SNAP benefits, please be careful on how you spend October's benefits, because there will be no more SNAP issued until this shutdown ends. I have some resources to help you find food pantries if you need it, linked in my bio. All you have to do is click the link, put in your zip code, and it will show you a list of food pantries near you. If you have any questions about this, feel free to let me know, and I hope this helped.
Food stamp and WIC funds are running low. 2 weeks in, and we just hit the point where real people are starting to feel real consequences. Let me show you what I mean. It's your boy PABLO, your local furloughed hero, and it's day 14 of the great government shutdown. Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, aka SNAP, aka food stamp benefits for October are still active. If you have them, you can use them. But here's the catch. The U.S. Department of Agriculture has ordered states to freeze November benefit uploads until Congress acts. That's not a maybe. That's official guidance. They're citing the Anti-Deficient Act, which basically means we legally cannot spend money we don't have. WIC, which stands for Women, Infant, Children Nutrition Assistance Program, is in a different situation. Right now, it's funded through the end of October using $141 million in leftover fiscal year funds and $300 million pulled from tariff collections. The program costs $22 million per day to operate nationally. Do the math. That's roughly 2 weeks of runway left, and we're already at day 14. 7 million mothers and children rely on WIC for infant formula, food vouchers, and nutrition counseling. So where are we? Furloughed workers are waiting. Families are waiting. States are waiting on guidance. And Congress, they're still negotiating. October ends in 17 days. The clock's ticking and nobody's blinking yet. Follow for more updates as I get them.
SNAP recipients will not receive their benefits on November 1st if the government is still shut down. And could this result in some states completely doing away with their SNAP programs? Absolutely. Let me break this down for you. First, the USDA, which is the U.S. Department of Agriculture, who oversees the SNAP program, sent out letters to every state dated October 10th, letting them know that there is not going to be enough government funds to pay for November SNAP benefits if the government is still shut down. Now, this is going to affect millions of people. Okay, so you understand this is what happens. And this is also what the USDA shared in this letter to the states. Every month, states have to send out information to the EBT vendor. Now, EBT is the card that individuals who are on food stamps receive their money so that they can use that card at the stores to purchase their food. Now, every month, states send out information to the EBT vendor, letting them know, okay, this household receives this much, etc., etc. Well, in that letter from the USDA, they inform states, do not send out that information to the EBT vendor until further notice. So with the EBT vendor not being provided that information, no funds will be added onto the EBT card, so SNAP benefits will not be provided to anyone if the government is still shut down for November 1st. And this is until further notice. There was no end date on that. For those who don't know, SNAP benefits are allocated the month prior. So the EBT vendor receives all the information from the states in September so that they know what to deposit on EBT cards October 1st. Now the government is shut down. There's no funding available, and the EBT vendor will not receive any information from states as directed by the USDA. So November 1st, there will be no SNAP benefits for SNAP recipients. This is going to affect millions of people who are not going to have money for food now. And this also gives the opportunity for states who do not want to have this program, who do not want to put money into the SNAP program and offer it to people in their state, they can eliminate the SNAP program now. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I shared a One Big Beautiful Bill update. It's a SNAP update. It's pinned. But that's what's going to happen, and most likely in red states. I will keep you updated on all of this. This is a fiasco.
No SNAP, no EBT, no link. No food stamps. No SNAP, no link, no EBT, no food stamps for the month of November. And yes, the month that Thanksgiving is in. The federal government will not be issuing SNAP, link, EBT, food stamps in the month of November. And not only will they not be issuing it, they have made it illegal for your state to issue it. So if your state wanted to give you food stamps to feed your family, it would be against the law. It would be a violation of something called the Anti-Deficiency Act. Let that sink in. If your state gave you food stamps, it would be illegal. And all of this because the government is shut down. First, you furlough us. Then you fire us. Now we can't feed our families because you want to give tax breaks to your billionaire friends. But y'all are too big of cowards to say that part, right? So you're going to go around and tell the American people that Democrats are responsible for the shutdown because they want to give illegal aliens free health care. I call bullshit because that's what it is. And it's pretty easy to be debunked. It's just not true. If anything, Democrats want to give me health care and you health care. That's why I shut down. But they're not talking about that part. Because they're gaslighting us. Because they literally have the guns to our backs right now. They're holding the whole country hostage for their rich friends. So until Democrats break and agree to let them do whatever they want to do and give their billionaire friends all the breaks, rich people, all the breaks they can give them, you won't eat. 4,000 people got fired on Friday. I mean, Donald Trump is joking, calling Russ Vogt the Grim Reaper. It's fun. This is fun to them. They're taking, he said he's using this as an opportunity to purge people who didn't vote from him, from the government, from their jobs. It's not enough to retaliate against your political enemies, but now you got to retaliate against the whole country. I live in Chicago, and we are under siege right now. Under siege. And you have people saying, I don't care about no food stamps. I don't get food stamps. People should get a job. They should. Guess what? They had jobs. And Doge fired them. Remember? Elon Musk fired them. In the name of all that's good and white in America. in the name of DEI, fired these people. And it wasn't just jobs, they had careers and they got fired. And then fast forward a few months and now they're saying, I need help. I can't afford food. I need help. And you say they need to get a job. These are your frat brothers. These are your neighbors. These are people, you go to the gym with their kids, go to school with your kids. These are people who are a lot like you. And you can say they need to get a job. You can feel totally disaffected because it's not going to touch you, but it is going to touch you. If your neighbor is losing their job, chances are you're not far behind. And how about this? When you go to the grocery store, you get robbed because people ain't got food. You can't get an Instacart shopper. You can't get DoorDash. You can't get Uber Eats because those are the most dangerous jobs in a country full of hungry people. But it ain't got nothing to do with you, right? You better figure that out before it's too late. Because to tell you the truth, it's about to get real purgy out here. And that's exactly what they want.
I'm going to tell you like this right here. If you done got your stamps for this month, or you haven't got them yet, if you done got your stamps, or when you get your stamps for this month, don't go running trying to sell your damn stamps. Don't go running buying all that goddamn junk food, them knickknacks and all that bullshit. Don't be trying to do nothing else other than put some grocery in that refrigerator and some grocery in that deep freezer, because I'm going to tell y'all what's happening. So that whole rumor talk about no stamps being issued in November is a fact. Nobody in America that's in the EBT or part of the EBT program will receive food stamps in the month of November. Nowhere in the United States, if they have a government SNAP EBT program, wherever you are, they will not be issuing no benefits. Now, this is the crazy thing. I don't know if y'all really believe a lot of the stuff or if y'all reading up on it, but bro, brace yourself because it's not just November. Listen to me, it's not just November. It's not just November. They trying to phase out and get rid of food stamps just like they trying to do the Section 8, the government assistant, anything that's government assisted, any programs, they trying to get rid of all of that. You see what I mean? And they telling everybody it's to save money and it's the this and it's that. That's not what it's for. That's not what it's for. Don't be no food.
They said y'all not finna get no food stamps for November. They said it's over 40-some million people that would be affected by this. And this is all due to the government shutdown. They said this shit includes SNAP, WIC, all that, anything that includes with food, that's just going down. Now, I don't know if it's true, but they saying that if you got kids under 5, you still would get food stamps. Meanwhile, they saying there's insufficient funds. People finna go crazy. America is finna shut this down. I feel bad because it's finna be so many families without. People already stressed over if they gonna get paid or not, especially dealing with federal. Like, people got bills and stuff to pay for, and that don't stop. Like, they don't stop our rent. They don't stop our lights. Like, that shit don't stop, and we literally gotta figure out and fend for it. That I know that's why it's always good to have emergency funds, but everybody's life ain't good enough for them to have that, if that makes sense. I think this law go into effective on November the 1st. I saw a few people saying that it's supposed to start at the end of October, but I'm not absolutely sure about that because I didn't read up on that part. But I think it's November the 1st. Y'all better be really prepared because it's some really finna happen.
So this lady in Memphis says she gets up this morning to find out that her food stamps are gone. So I thought it was a joke at first, but no, she took us to the food stamp or SNAP benefits office with her to talk to the social worker, where the social worker told her that yes, the food stamps are gone, nothing they can do about them, and guess what, you will not get a refund for this month, but reimbursement for this month, just wait till next month. This lady says, what am I going to do? My baby needs milk and I have 6 kids. This is what I want to say, and some people are going to get mad at me. I think the government has set everybody up real good, and this is why. When I was coming up, I said all the time, we was poor, mama cooked breakfast for dinner. But it was I'm only an only child. I think my mom and dad knew that they couldn't afford 2 children, so they didn't rely on any help. They did the best they could with the one child that was me. I have to ask this question, y'all. The government has set y'all up good, because I want to know, what would you do if you couldn't get food stamps at all and you were responsible for every child that you put out of your body? That's my question, and y'all gonna get mad, but it is what it is.
Was it accelerated by the shutdown? I don't know. But November 1st, EBT, SNAP programs, mandatory. You have to work 80 hours a week or you're not going to get it. No more just sitting at home, munching on the snacks that you got for free in the apartment that's paid for by the taxpayers. No, mama, you got to go to work. 80 hours. You could do it. You're a big girl. No more living that cush lifestyle. You should have never got trained to do that, because now you're going to struggle with the reality that we all have, that you have to get up and do something with your life. That's not it. 80 hours a month is not that bad. It's not that bad. You will survive. I promise you. Just start looking now, because November 1st is right around the corner. It's going to be an ugly month if you ain't getting any food stamps because you decided you didn't want to work, or that you were above the law and you didn't have to listen to the new regulations. Yeah, that's not going to go well for you. I promise you that. Just do what you're supposed to do. Do what you're supposed to do, and nothing changes. The only thing that changes is you got to work a few hours a week. That's it. And if you have too many babies and you're like, I don't have somebody to watch my babies. Again, that's a you problem. It's not an us problem.
Did you guys realize that there's so many people talking about the food stamp cut that's going on, as far as like people not getting their food stamps for the month of November? But what I'm gonna say is probably not going to benefit you or change the narrative of what's going on for the month of November. But what I am going to say is that you guys realize that around the first of the month, when the majority of people get their food stamps around the first of the month. Not everybody. Some people get them like on the 3rd, the 15th. It all depends. I don't know if it goes by your last name or what. But majority, if not all of these grocery stores around the U.S., they depend on those billions of dollars worth of food stamps to come in every single month. They prep for it every month at their grocery store. That's why when you go into a store around the first of the month, you see fresh grapes. Everything looks so fresh and pretty because they know that it's going to leave those shelves quick. You guys realize, even if it's just the month of November and people don't get their food stamps, do you know how bad that's going to hurt the grocery stores?
The federal government telling states not to send out November SNAP benefits. Here's the email I just got from the USDA. So here's the letter that the USDA sent us. You can see it's dated for October 10th. That was last Friday. Why am I now getting it today, Wednesday, the 15th? Well, it's because I did a story on SNAP benefit changes that are coming November 1st. I did that story yesterday. They responded by sharing this memo with us today. Let's take a closer look at it. Let's look at the second paragraph. Considering the operational issues and constraints that exist in automated systems and in the interest of preserving maximum flexibility, we are forced to direct states to hold their November issuance.
Well, this is an important cup of tea. A whole lot of y'all have reached out to me today about the news that's spreading that people that receive SNAP benefits will not receive their benefits starting November 1st. SNAP benefits, EBT, that is food stamps. And yes, a letter was sent to states to tell them to withhold releasing funds to recipients, dear. And in that letter, they were talking about the shutdown. But that's not what's going on. No, baby, I've got the entire cup of tea. So what you may not know is that back in May, the current regime sent letters all across the U.S. of A. to the SNAP departments, to the EBT departments, requesting data on EBT recipients, those who receive food stamp benefits, going all the way back, this is important, all the way back to 2020. Now, what was going on in the United States in 2020? The flu-pocalypse. And because of the flu-pocalypse, people in the United States were receiving SNAP benefits that had never received SNAP benefits before, under emergency SNAP benefits. Millions of Americans who had never received SNAP benefits before were receiving them because we were in a national emergency because of the flu-pocalypse. Just like people who had never before qualified for unemployment because they were 1099 employees were receiving unemployment benefits because we were in a crisis here. Okay. So it's safe to say that a whole lot of the people who started freshly and newly receiving benefits in 2020 are no longer receiving those benefits anymore because that emergency is over. Right? Right. Now, blue states refute 27 states turned over that data. Red states, They turned over that data to the federal government about who in their state receives these SNAP benefits. And this isn't regular data. This is all your personal information. You see, we already give data to the federal government about SNAP benefits, not the names of the people who receive it or their home or addresses or their social security numbers or all that other stuff that you put on those applications. Just data about how many people are receiving the benefits and what the amounts are. That's normal. But asking for all this personal data is not normal. And blue states came out to say, nope, we're not sending you this data because this is just another play by this regime to collect data on Americans for surveillance for immigration operations. And they refused to send in that private data to the current regime. And it pissed off the current regime. It did. It pissed them off because legally, these states don't have to turn over that data. They don't have to. Nope, they don't have to. And it's pissed off the current administration. So in a play to try to force Democratic states to hand over your private information, they're threatening to withhold benefits. And it's an empty threat because the federal government doesn't have the authority to come into your state and force EBT to withhold your benefits. However, alarm bells should be going off for you today if you are living in a red state, because these 27 red states complied right away in May and handed over that data to the regime.
I hope we understand now that this is the end of the beginning, okay? And when I say this, I told y'all when they did this shutdown, I told you that this wasn't going to be your normal shutdown. And I knew that because in the spirit realm, you can see what was already being activated. The AC spirit has already been activated. They are paving the way, not only for the control of it, but the system of it. They are literally preparing it. And that's why all of these things are taking place. 48 million people will not receive food stamps this coming November. And they're saying SNAP benefit, no link, and other things that helps everyday people who honestly don't have the finances or the means for their families. There are so many people who have lost their jobs during this government shutdown. There's so many transitions economically that is going on in this world that people are facing a lot of financial hardships. Now, the principal stated he did a recent conference, and he stated that they were going to dismantle all of the Democratic programs, and he's going to do it permanently. And, you know, a lot of people feel different ways about that. But let's be honest, there are some people who depend on these governmental systems to live, literally. Now, what they're saying is they made it illegal if your state want to give you food stamps or any of these benefits. They made it illegal under the Anti-Efficiency Act, okay? And they're saying that it is against the law, basically. So when we talk about what we see that is happening economically and with this shutdown, it is all leaning towards the AC system, okay? And the AC system is now getting ready. We're literally getting ready to walk this out. The peace agreement, they've already started. It's not completed. They only have done the first half. But as we see, the AC spirit is being indoctrinated in economically, spiritually, physically, with the control and things of that nature. There's a dismantling that is happening. And it don't take much to see what is literally going on and what is happening. Not only that, AI has severely increased. Over the last month or two, it is being pushed in our faces. I've seen something where Walmart is now incorporating AI indefinitely. And then I just seen where one of these major producers, I can't think of who it is off the top of my head, he just released one of his AI artist video. And it was boring. I got very bored. Timberland's artist, Tata, I think that's her name. Very boring, didn't like the AI situation, but as we see now, AI is it is literally becoming huge. It is a thing. So it's not hard to see how there is a shift, and the shift is the AC system and the AC spirit that is in the land. I'm telling y'all, they are trying to literally, slowly but surely, bring it in and indoctrinate the communities, indoctrinate the economic. This is what we see. It is literally the end of the beginning. It's already here. Those of us who are in God and have the Holy Spirit has already showed you and has been showing you for a while. God has been speaking to us, and he's been speaking to us through the earth. We see signs. We see all of these things that is literally showing us and telling us that, number one, judgment is coming for all of these things, but not just judgment. God is showing us signs that we are here in the end of the end times. I urge you to pray for godly wisdom on how to move forward, that God will give us wisdom on how to prepare for what is coming, because there is a preparation that must happen. We see that we are here. We don't know how much longer the government will be shut down. We don't know. So we must prepare for all things. These services, all of the things that people are used to living off of, they're getting rid of it. So that means that there is certain things that are going to take place. I have to leave it at that. So we have to be wise. We have to pray for discernment. We must pray for wisdom, that God would show us how to prepare for what is ahead of us, because what's ahead of us is very great. And so we need the Spirit of God. We need the discernment of God, so we will know, so we can be on guard. We are watching for the return of Christ, but we must be on guard. Our spirits must be on guard for what's getting ready to be implemented in this world. And if this is the first time you've listened to me, my thing to you, if you don't know Jesus, this is a great opportunity for you to repent and come into the knowledge of God before it's too late. Because you do not want to spend your eternity in life with goblins and goblins. Because I'm not doing it. Come to Jesus, repent, give your whole heart, your whole life over to the Lord. And those of us who are in Christ, we must be on alert. This is a time of prayer, a time of fasting, because we have to hear from God like we've never heard before. This stuff is serious. Like, on top of the peace agreement happening, you got all this going on. Y'all can't tell me 1 + 1 is 2. Ain't 2. 1 + 1. At this point, 1 + 1, 2 + 2. We're adding it up. It's here. We ain't shockery no more. No Jesus. We need him like we've never needed him before. He's speaking to us. And we must understand that these are the times that God speaks of in all of the prophetic books: Daniel, Matthew, Revelation. So we must adhere to the Spirit of God and do not be deceived.
I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but it's ironic that this announcement came a few days before the No Kings protests that they're calling anti-American protests, right? Also, the ceasement of Medicaid and benefits happening during the holiday season is also on purpose. It's on purpose. And they're saying that there's not going to be any rollback. But people are still saying that they don't get involved in politics. They don't get involved with the government. Okay.
Trump administration is warning states across the U.S. that there will be insufficient funds to pay November SNAP benefits. About 42 million Americans will be getting a SNAP cut due to the government shutdown. We're on day 14 of the government shutdown, and we still don't have an update on when the government will be reopened. And let's go ahead and take this time to thank Trump for his beautiful American bill. The federal spending has been cut by $186 billion over the next decade. The new work requirements is adults without dependents have to prove that they've been working 80 hours a month or that they are enrolled in school. If you don't have any proof, you will have up to 4 months to receive SNAP benefits, but after 4 months, they're cutting you off. And yes, the age limit has changed to 18 to 65. We now know that 65 is the new retirement age. Parents with kids under the age of 14 will be exempt. I just want y'all to take the time to really soak in all this information that I just put out about the new SNAP benefit update. Really take this into consideration and start budgeting things, because food is expensive and now SNAP has been cut. They were already taking certain things off SNAP, such as sodas, candy, but now it seems like they're cutting it almost completely off. Start budgeting and stop depending on these government assistance, because clearly they don't last. They give it to you just to take it from you, and start really putting money to the side if you can. And buy stuff you actually really need. Don't buy the junks and unnecessary food. I'm kind of glad that I don't depend on these things, because if I depended on it, I would be literally losing my mind right now, not knowing what to do, because food is so expensive, and I do have kids and I do have siblings.
Well, guys, it looks like the government shutdown is definitely taking its course. Remember back in, I think it was January, February, a lot of stuff was going on that our president was trying to implement when a lot of the federal workers got laid off and a bunch of people got fired. And I was like, guys, we headed towards a recession and depression. And I did a video, and I was talking about the SNAP benefits, food stamps, housing, Medicaid, Medicare. Now that we are today in day 15 of the government shutdown, this is day 15 of the government shutdown. This is October 15th, to be exact. The government shutdown started on the 1st of October. Now it's starting to filter down. People who receive food stamps and SNAP benefits may not receive those benefits in the month of November. You guys know how critical that is. That's going to affect millions of families for the upcoming holidays, man. You got the upcoming holidays coming up. Thanksgiving is next month, where people depend on these benefits. People need these benefits. But the way that it looks right now, Thanksgiving is going to look bad for a lot of people, because they probably, and it's a high probability that they will not be getting their food stamps. I said in a recent video that the government shutdown is not going to affect American people until later on. And now this is the 15th day of the government shutdown. It's going to get bad, guys. Listen, keep every penny that you make, man. Don't be out splurging on bull crap that you don't need, man. This shutdown is real. It's really real out here.
They're taking SNAP money next month. Representative Stansberry came out with the ranking member of the Agricultural Committee and said that during the committee, and it's happening, that's the administration is sending out letters to states to stop sending SNAP benefits as of next month. Our national debt is ballooning out of control. We're sending $40 billion to Argentina when so many people in the United States are suffering. The Office of Business Management has no idea where tariff money, where all the money that's saved from the government, from the people they fired, from refusing to send money to states, to all these different things. Nobody knows where money is at. And our national debt is exploding. Do you have an idea where that money may be? Take care, friends.
So guys, I hope you have watched that video and you have seen how Americans, they have come out and react towards government ending the SNAP benefit starting from November 1st. And this is to tell you that right now, majority of Americans, they are really angry with this administration, simply because this administration, it has really squeezed American people to the core. We have been seeing how economy it has turned into right now in America, because majority of Americans right now, they cannot even afford basic necessity. We have been seeing government, majority of Americans people losing their jobs simply because of the government shutdown. We have been seeing Americans, they cannot even afford right now to pay their medical bill, simply because the other day we saw Republicans, they voted to crash the big beautiful bill, and this big beautiful bill, it was helping those people who are getting low incomes. It was helping them to cut for their medical bill. But right now things are not the same in America. And also this all mess, it was brought by MAGA people. These MAGA people, that the ones who are really brought all this, because black people, they want these people not voting for this administration. They didn't listen. So right now they are realizing that they put a wrong person in office. So these people, they thought that when they thought that the policy that this government is coming in with, it will only affect black people. But right now we are seeing all Americans, they are really suffering. And this is to tell you that right now majority of them, they are having a rude awakening. And also, kindly guys, if you are watching this video and I need this video to reach a lot of Americans, simply because they need to know what it is happening. Because when the government will be ending the SNAP benefit and you have not planned yourself, just know you will be getting in real trouble. So you need to get this information right now so that you can plan how to manage your finance, because the government, it has shut down. And also you can see we have been seeing government firing people from the jobs. We have been seeing the government are not funding the rural hospital. You have been seeing how the white farmers, they have been crying, they have been going bankrupt. So this tell you that right now the United States economy, it is not good, and majority of people, they are really crying out. And that's why I've been telling you that this message needs to reach to a lot of Americans, so that they can prepare themselves, so that they can know what it is coming. And also, guys, I want to read some of the comment and see what majority of Americans, they have come out and say in the comment section. So this one saying that 70 to 75% of people on food stamp are white people who live in red state. Project 2025. So you can see a majority of people in the red state, they voted so that they can be safe. They voted against their own interest, but right now they are realizing that voting against your own interest or voting for racism, it is very expensive. So this one saying that they had $20 billion to give to Argentina, thought of our money. You can imagine Donald Trump, he gave out $20 billion to Argentina. So you can see, and right now you can see government, it is shut down. The government, it is ending the SNAP benefit, but it has money to give out to another country. So that is something that you need to I don't need to elaborate more. So this one saying that crazy how the majority of people on SNAP voted to get rid of it just in time for the holidays too. Merry depression, everyone. So you can see this one saying that, so they gave another country a bailout and they continue to invade cities, but they want to starve its people. As a mother of a special need child, this pisses me off. Even thought my child is not on government assistance. There are special need adults who live on their own and need those benefits. This is mandering. So you can see how government it is really doing to the its own people. This is saying that, but your president just sent 40 billion to Argentina. This is what they vote for. Now we all suffer. God help us all. This one saying that soldiers are in food line. This one saying that this is sad and I am worried about the elderly and disabled who need the extra help throughout the month. Children and women who need to eat. Exactly. This one saying that if people don't open their eyes to the fact that all of this is their way to exterminate masses of people, black, white, and everybody between, that's not part of their 1%. So this one is saying that the weaker the man, the bigger the violence. This one is saying that one group was socialized for survive and has developed resilience, while the other group grown up on system of privilege that made them weak and fragile. It's about to be real chaotic in their MAGA street. This one is saying that they for the morons talking about people should get a job need to shut up. That BS 90% of people who get SNAP benefit works and some have 2 jobs and after raped and bills have nothing left to food. Exactly. So this one is saying that the GOP and Trump were planning this anyway without the government shutdown. That's important context and important to remind. So you can see majority of people, they are blaming the MAGA people for putting this administration in office, and also the people are really suffering right now. It is the MAGA people, the Republicans, the white people. They are the ones who are really suffering more right now in America. This was saying that this about to sow there is about to so much more shoplifting, and some grocery stores will go under. This one saying that, fun fact, rural white Americans are the majority recipient of government assistance, even though they claim black African American are, but that was a trick to convert the same poor white in West Virginia, Arkansas, Alabama, all the South, and all the coal mining state to vote for administration that will end their handout. They vote to lose their farms and get no food. Exactly. This was saying that, and that is why my brother and I gave our parent half our paycheck these days. This was saying that, FK, these holidays, time to survive. This was saying that another thing is that all users and turn down amount of energy we are paying for it in all our electric bill. This one saying that she said, make your own sugar. You will need sugar cane for that. Exactly. So you can see majority of people, they are now coming out and say the people who made this, the MAGA people, that the ones who voted to end their SNAP benefit. So it is not the black people, because black people, they tried to warn them, but they didn't listen. So kindly guys, you can share your thoughts in the comment section. Tell me, what do you think? Then I'll be reading it in my next video. Thank you so much guys. Subscribe if you haven't, like this video, share, and also comment. See you on my next one guys. Bye bye.